morning, everyone.
Good morning, sir. Praise be Jesus and Mary.
Now and forever.
Amen.
You can now take your seat.
Thank you, sir.
Okay, so there. How are you today? Are you all good?
Yeah.
Okay. Our word for today is party pooper. What's the word again?
Party pooper.
What's the word again?
Party pooper.
What's the word again?
Party pooper.
Yes, you got it right. Our word for today is party pooper. Now, what do we mean by party pooper? Do you have any idea what party pooper is? You don't have idea. Okay. Party pooper, this is a noun which means a person who refuses to go along with everyone else. These are what we call people who are wet blanket, drag, or killjoy. Are you killjoy?
No.
Are you killjoy?
No.
Oh, so we will have here our 3 learning objectives. So we have here, number 1, defend a stand on an issue by presenting reasonable arguments supported by properly cited factual evidences. Number 2, illustrate how to argue and support a stand or position by shooting down arguments of the opposite side. And number 3, show the importance of properly citing factual evidences against fake news. I believe you are all aware what is a fake news, right?
Yes.
Okay. Do we have fake news circulating over the internet?
Yes.
Yes, we have a lot. How are we going to make sure that the information that we are getting from the internet is reliable, credible, and valid? How? By Eliza? Okay, by citing sources. Or in short, we have to filter the information. We have to make sure whether the information is right or wrong. Okay? So there. So that would be our learning guide for today. So last time we talked about precision paper, right?
Yes, sir.
Yes, okay. We had already an overview what is a precision paper. Diba? So we have here the meaning and definition of precision paper. It is a paper that takes a stand on an issue. Okay, so in short, you have to make a stand on a certain issue given to you. Like for example, legalizing same-sex marriage in the Philippines. Would you agree with that?
No.
No. Some would agree, some wouldn't. Right? Okay, so you have to make a stand on that. Why you say that you don't agree in legalizing same-sex marriage? Diba? So with that, you have to provide factual evidences when you're going to make your precision paper. Okay, this time, I will be flashing you or to you 2 documentaries regarding some issues. And I want you to take closely to the video that I'm going to flash here on our whiteboard. And later on, I'll be asking you a series of questions. Okay? So please prepare for that. Okay? We have here 2 videos entitled An Inconvenient Truth and Great Global Warming Swindle. Okay? So I want you to watch closely to the video and later on you're going to react.
Ever measured, they've all occurred in the last 14 years. Hottest of all, 2005. Scientific consensus is that we are causing global warming. All this global crisis. Our ability to live is what is at stake.
Okay, that's the first video. Okay, the second video.
The global warming alarm is dressed up as science, but it's not science. It's propaganda.
There's no direct evidence which links 20th century global warming to anthropogenic greenhouse gases.
We're just being told lies. That's what it comes down to.
You can't say that CO2 will drive climate. It certainly never did in the past.
If the CO2 increases in the atmosphere as a greenhouse gas, then the temperature will go up. But the ice core record shows exactly the opposite. So the fundamental assumption, the most fundamental assumption of the whole theory of climate change due to humans is shown to be wrong.
The whole thing stinks.
Man-made global warming is no longer just a theory about climate. It is the defining moral and political cause of our age. Campaigners say the time for debate is over. Any criticism, no matter how scientifically rigorous, is illegitimate, even worse, dangerous. But in this film, it will be shown that the Earth's climate is always changing. But there is nothing unusual about the current temperature, and that the scientific evidence does not support the notion that climate is driven by carbon dioxide, man-made or otherwise. Everywhere you are told that man-made climate change is proved beyond doubt, but you are being told lies.
Okay. Okay, so you had just watched the two documentaries entitled Inconvenient Truth and the Great Global Warming Swindle. Okay, so let's proceed now to the questions. Okay? Any reaction regarding the video? Have you understood the video presentation? The documentaries? Okay, so how was your activity while watching the two different documentaries? Scared. Okay, scared. What else? You're scared? You're worried. Okay, you're worried. Or you're worried. You're worried, okay? What else? You're scared, you're worried. What else? You're? You have fear. Okay. Yeah, I heard that. You have fear. Okay. So there. So those are possible reactions that will definitely, you're going to feel if it is really happening or if it will be happening. Right? Okay. So there. Number 2. What difficulties have you encountered while watching the two documentaries? What difficulties have you encountered? There is what we call one documentary that says, or that flash, that all information are actually true, that it will be definitely be happening in Florida. Diba? Diba? In Shanghai. Diba? The other one, it is not true. Right? So definitely there is what we call two opposite ideas presenting or being presented. Right. Okay. So what difficulties have you encountered? There is what we call the first documentary. You have, do you think all information are real or factual? Maybe. About the other one? Diba? According to someone who says there, or who said there, that it is somewhat like a propaganda. Right. So in short, it is not really true. Diba? So there. Okay? Number 3. Are arguments presented in a logical manner? Are all information or facts presented in a logical manner? In short, does all information properly organized or not? Properly organized, right? properly organized, right? And number 4, are they presented with factual evidences? Yes, there are a lot. Diba? There are a lot. And number 5, do these facts come from verifiable sources of information? Yes, exactly. And last, do you think it is plausible to present an argument without citing factual basis? What do we mean by plausible? Reasonable. Okay? Do you think it is reasonable to present an argument without citing factual basis? No, it is not. Okay? So there, I believe that in our previous discussion, in our subject, it is very important that we have to cite the author. Where do you get that information? So that it will become more credible, reliable, and valid. Okay, so there, thank you very much for that. This time, we will proceed to the guidelines on how to write a position paper. Okay? So we have here 3 values communicated. Number 1, when you're going to write a position paper, make sure that you have this one key factor, logical thinking. What do you mean by logical thinking? Do we need to read a lot of information? Do we need? Do we need? Yes or no? Do we need to read, right? We need, because we need to make sure that we are not providing, what's our third learning objective? So that we cannot provide fake news. Diba? So there, we have to be, or we need to be a logical thinker. Number 2, objective expressions of ideas. Okay, make sure that all information are objectives. In short, these are really, really true. Okay? And third, balance assignments of conflicting ideas. Definitely, you have to provide a negative portion of your paper, but you have to support it why you have that kind of negative implication. Okay? So these are the 3 values communicated. And we have here modes of reasoning in writing your position paper. Okay? You can have inductive or you can have deductive. Okay? So if we say inductive, you have to start from the general going to specific. Okay? So you have to provide first the bigger picture before you give the specific picture. I'm not preparing to the picture. Somewhat like this one. Okay? We need to say the general idea, the big idea, before you start or before you give your shorter or smaller idea. That is what we meant for inductive. Second, we have the deductive mode of learn or reasoning. We have to start from very specific going to general. Okay? So it's up to you what kind of mode are you going to use when you're going to make your position paper. It's up to you. Okay? Whether you will have inductive or deductive. Okay? There's no wrong mode of reasoning when you're going to write your position paper. No wrong. Okay? It's up to you how are you going to present all information, all ideas that will support your argument or your stand to a certain issue. Okay? So there. And we have here qualities of a convincing position paper. Okay? Somewhat like when you're going to sell a product. Diba? When you're going to sell a product, you have to make sure that you have to convince all your customers to buy your product. Same with writing a position paper, you have to convince your reader that they're going to read this. Okay? Why are they going to read this? Because it is worth to be read. Okay? So number 1, contain a clear proposition or statement that must be defended. I think that's very understandable. Diba? And number 2, assesses conflicting opinions or opposing views of the issue. Okay? So actually, in writing a position paper, there must be positive view and negative view. But make sure each views must be supported with an evidence. Did you get the point? Okay? And 3, take a firm stand on the issue. Okay? Meaning to say you need to be very firm that you really believe on this one. Like for example, a topic on same-sex marriage. You said that you are not in favor of legalizing same-sex marriage in our country. Diba? You have to make a stand on that. Why? Why you say so that you don't like? Okay? And number D, list arguments in an organized manner to defend the stand. It is very important that it must be written in a logical manner or in an chronological order. Okay? All information must be properly organized. Okay? There must be what we call coherence and cohesion when you're going to write your position paper. And last, present factual evidence or proofs to support each argument. Okay? So you will have negative views. You have to support it, why you have this and that. Okay? So any question regarding the qualities of position paper or how to write a position paper? Okay? So this will be your guide. This will be your guide. Okay? This will be your guide. Okay. Any question for that? Any question for that? None. Okay, good. Meaning to say, you really understood our discussion. Okay? So there. Or going back to the video presentation with the 2 documentaries that you have seen a while ago, there are actually things there that are not really supported with arguments or proof or evidence. Okay? There are actually the first video gave us an overview that each presentation from that video or documentary has what we call evidence. But the second one, the second video that you have watched, does not present any valid evidence. Okay? So can we consider that unreliable source of information? Yes, we can consider that. Okay? So most especially when you are going to read a newspaper, that is what we call reliable source of information. But how about on Facebook? Majority of information that we have seen on our timeline are not reliable. Correct or not? One perfect example of that is the presentation of Asek Mocha Uson. Diba? Okay. There are a lot of interrogations or speculations regarding her that she gave a lot of fake news. To think she's a communication secretary, that she needs to present reliable source of information. There is what we call common or another type of online source of information, the TNP, the Trending News Portal. There was a news there that Ann Curtis was a battered wife. Have you read that? Have you read that? Yeah, according to TNP, that Ann Curtis was a battered wife of Erwan Yusa. But actually, it was a fake news. Another issue was the split of Pia and Marlon. That they're not anymore going together or they're not anymore living together as boyfriend and girlfriend. But it was another fake news. They're not friends on social media, particularly on Instagram, because they want to protect their privacy. Okay? So we have to be very careful of what we are reading on the social media, because most information from social media are not really, not really reliable. Did you get now the point? So the point is that, what information are you going to use? The reliable one or the unreliable one? The reliable one. Okay? Do not settle with unreliable sources of information because it will give you a problem. It will give you an idea that will create conflict from one another. Did you get a point? Okay? So there. Any question? Any question? None? Are you sure? Okay. So we shall now proceed to our group activity. Okay? Okay. Okay. So you already have your group, diba? You have group 1, group 2, group 3, and group 4. Group 1 into 4. Each group has to choose their own leader. The leader will draw a number from the paper cup, and the corresponding number that they think will be the topic that they will write for their position paper. So I believe you already have your paper number, and then the leaders already picked their numbers too. Okay? So we have here our topic for group 1. Your topic will be all about extrajudicial killing. For group 2 will be cell phones must not be allowed inside the classroom. And group 3 you will have Suji quality bill. And group 4 you will have starboard shown. Okay. So you have here your rubric in writing your position paper. This is a group activity. Okay? This is a group activity. So you have here your rubrics, organization of ideas 30%, relevance to the theme or to the topic, diba? To the topic, 20% correctness of grammar, 20% coherence, 30%, total 100%. Okay, I'm going to distribute each group a paper. Okay. From this paper, you're going to write your position paper. Okay? Right after making your position paper, assign a reporter to report or to read your position paper so that certain topic that you have chosen or picked. Okay? So I will be giving you 10 minutes or 15? 15 minutes to do your activity. Okay, so I believe we're done. You're done with your activity, right? So, okay, that's good. So, yeah, 15 minutes is over. So, kindly arrange now your chairs. And I believe you already assigned a repertoire to read your position paper. Okay? So, reporter, diba? Repertoire. Okay, other term. Okay, so can we start with group 1? Okay, can we start with group 1? So again, the rubric. We have here the rubric. Don't worry. What matters most here is not your pronunciation. Okay, it is the output or the written output that you have formed as a group. Okay. Can you present now or proceed to the front, in front? Let's give a hand to group 1.
Our topic is extrajudicial killings in the Philippines. I am a citizen of the state, and by that it is incumbent upon every Filipino citizen to uphold the Constitution, obey the laws of the land, pay taxes and duties, and to cooperate with duly constituted authorities in the attainment and the preservation of a just and orderly society. In line with this, and in relation to the question at hand, it would be first wise to define extrajudicial killings and to consult the laws of the state holding jurisdiction over this land. Extrajudicial killing is a term used to describe an execution, killing, or deprivation of life of a person absent any judicial determination of guilt for an act or omission punishable by law. However, the very term extrajudicial killing cannot hold water in the Philippine law because simply put, there is no judicial killing. In this jurisdiction, beyond paragraph section 19, article 3 of the 1987 Constitution, it is prohibiting of the imposition of death penalty. Republic Act Number 9346, an act prohibiting in the imposition of death penalty in the Philippines, was passed in June 24th of 2006, specifically repealing the legal imposition of any death penalty followed and applied by special laws in the past. The worst punishment impossible by the judiciary Philippine courts now is the punishment of reclusion perpetual or life imprisonment. Thus, no person, even if guilty of any of the most heinous crimes, can ever be put to death or be killed legally. Upon now recognized under Philippine law are those stated under special laws and under the revised penal code, such as parricide, death or serious physical injury, under exceptional circumstances, murder, homicide, death caused in a term affray, giving assistance to suicide, infanticide, and abortion under Article 246, 249, 251, 253, 255, 256, and 259, respectively. Thus, in the view of foregoing all killings will fall under those terms and law. To perform extrajudicial killings is an amount to committing a crime pursuant to the above-mentioned articles of the revised penal code. And as a citizen of this nation, we cannot condone the performance of any crime, be it for any purpose. Also, it would be beneficial to the question raised to point out that Philippine criminal law is not consistent with mere vengeance or punishment. The same recognizes that criminals are still citizens of this nation, as such as still enjoy the right under law. Philippine criminal law is also built around the premise that citizens are to be rehabilitated for the purpose of making them persons who may once again be of no threat to any other person, society, or government, and may contribute to the welfare of the Philippines as a nation. Thus, to kill a person for his commission of a crime would not be an end sought after by law, for it ends the possibility of rehabilitation or re-entry of a convict into society, and for him or her to be productive member of the same. In view of the above-mentioned facts, laws, rights, and obligations of a Filipino citizen, and all the other points discussed in furtherance of an answer as to whether I am in favor of extrajudicial killings, it can be derived that my answer is as clear as they are responsible and morally interested citizen of this nation. No, I'm not in favor of extrajudicial killings.
Okay, let's stop our hands to get I thought she is going to be in favor with extrajudicial killing, but in her in her last part of their position paper, she said, or they said, that they are not in favor. Okay, very true. No one has the right to kill or get the life of a person. It is only God. Okay? By being what? Okay, by being honest. Okay, so there. So again, or giving information, reliable information, you need to be honest. So please do not settle for fake news. Okay? So there. So for your assignment, on a 1/2 cross-race paper, construct a 5 to 7 sentence paragraph about your own manifesto. This will be our next topic next meeting. Okay? So I want you to research what is a manifesto. Then right after you research, you make your own. Okay? Okay? Is the assignment clear? Yes, okay, that's good. Okay? Thank you and God bless. So any question? None? Okay, I now stand for our closing greetings if you don't have any questions. Okay? Thank you and goodbye.
Goodbye and thank you, sir. God bless.
Okay. Thank you very much.